Hi team, I hope you're all well. Today we are going to be doing my September TBR, and as you can tell from the title, we are going to be playing Becca's Bookopoly today. So this is for BookoplAthon, which is a readathon hosted by Becca, which is being ran in the month of September, and I'm very excited. I cannot wait to get involved with this one. So overall I'm going to do 20 rolls. We'll see whether or not that sticks because of doubles, etc. But yeah, really hyped. Obviously if you get to double you have to add another roll, and I think that's all the information I need to tell you. Any more information you want about Becca's Bookopla'thon, I will leave the link to her video, her announcement video down below, and also Becca's channel in general. I'll also leave a link to the Twitter down below as well, because there's a Twitter page for Bookopla'thon. So yeah, really excited about that one. I'm also taking part in the A Touch of Whimsy, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I can't remember what it's called now. It's got like a really long name. Adventure Through Wonderland. Readathon in the month of September, which is hosted by Gav, Jade, Lexi and Kaylin, and I'm really excited about this one. This is a middle grade readathon, so I'm also taking part in that one as well. So after I've gone through the Bookopla'thon books, I will tell you about the books that I'm picking for that one. And very excited, lots and lots of books on my TBR as always. Let's get into it, otherwise we're going to be here for a while. So let's get into the rolls. Okay, so I hope this is clear enough for you all. This is where it goes, just in case it's not. The counter that we're going to use is Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow, because we stand Johnny Depp here on this channel. So yeah, we're using Captain Jack Sparrow. Pop him on go to start the game off, and let's roll. Great start. That's a double one, in case, I don't know whether or not you can see that, but that's double one. So 2, 1, 2. Contempt Community Shelf. A NetGalley Arc. So the first roll brought us a NetGalley arc, and I'm really excited about this one because I have a NetGalley arc of Frostheart 2, which is the second in the Frostheart series by Jamie Littler, and the first one looks like this. Actually, this is the hardback version. The first one looks a bit more like this in the paperback version. I do have a copy of it, it's just over there and I can't bother going getting it. So it looks like this, but I'm going to hold up this one for now because I just really love this cover. It's absolutely beautiful. I managed to get this on eBay for a steal. This series is following Ash, who is a young boy who feels like he doesn't belong in the town where he lives. His parents disappeared while they were on like a bit of an expedition, I think, quite a few years ago, and Ash has been stuck in this town ever since. They treat him very differently because he has some magical powers and he just wants to try and get away. Eventually a ship comes in called the Frostheart with a crew on it, and he asks them whether or not he can go with them. He wants to try and find his parents, and they basically take him with them. And this is the story of Ash on his adventure on the Frostheart. So Frostheart 2 will follow on from that story. I'm not sure where it takes us. I know nothing about the blurb. I just know I'm going to love it. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. It was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. So I'm highly predicting a big score for Frostheart 2, so I'm very excited. Thank you to NetGalley and the publishers for sending me a copy of that because I'm hyped. Also, roll number 1 was a double, so that immediately adds us another roll on, so we're up to 21 rolls now. So let's go for roll number 2. Roll number 2. Is this a joke? That's double 4. TBR game. Okay, roll number 2 was also a double. This is going well. We're up to 22 rolls now. Yay. I don't know how this is going to go. I could end up with 40 rolls here if I get doubles all the way across the board. This was probably a bad call. I ended up on TBR game, so the idea behind this one is that you pick somebody's TBR game and you can pick a book off their latest TBR or a previous TBR if you want to. So I am going to go for Maddie's TBR from Book Browsing Blog. I love her TBR game. It's so good. It's essentially like Cody's Wheel of TBR, but she throws darts at it instead of spinning the wheel, and it's so good. I really enjoy it. It's one that I found very recently. Maddie's channel is one I found really recently, and I just think she's so enjoyable to watch, so definitely go and check her out. I'll leave a link to everybody I mentioned down below, so go check her channel out. I'm really excited. And in August she decided to add The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin to her TBR, and I am so hyped for this book. I'm really hyped for it. Essentially, I believe this is has been pegged as like a love letter to New York City, and I am so here for this. And New York City is my favourite place to visit of all time. I've been twice. I went when I was a kid with my parents and I just absolutely loved it. We were there 10 weeks before 9/11 and me and my brother sort of ran round the South Tower, like counting all the flags in the lobby and pointing out the UK and the US flag. And then my mum and I went again for my 21st because it's the only place I wanted to go in the world, and we went again for my 21st and spent 5 days there. It was incredible. I just love New York City. It's like home for me. Among all the chaos, I feel like completely grounded. It's the only place I've ever felt completely grounded. So I'm obsessed with New York City, and this book I think is going to be really, really good. I am hyped for it, so hyped for it. So very, very excited about picking this one up. So thanks, Maddie, for putting this on your TBR in August. Much appreciated. Rule number 3. 4. LGBTQ+ rep. Rule number 3 gave us queer rep, so for this one I'm going to go for Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I have an e-arc of this. I'll show a picture of it here because obviously I don't own a physical copy. So I'm really excited about this one. I don't know a great deal about it. I only know that it's queer and it's got witches in it, and I'm here for it. Other than that, I don't know a great deal about it. I do like to go in books not knowing a lot about them, to be perfectly honest. You could give me a really, really brief synopsis of like queer with witches, Halloween-y type shit, and I'd be here for it, and I'd be like, okay, that's fine, that's all I need to know, let's go. So I don't need to know a lot about a book, so that sometimes if my synopses are a bit shit, it's because of that. Also because I'm rubbish at summing things up. So that's what we're going for. Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I'm so excited. Thank you again to NetGalley and the publishers for sending me a copy of this. Hyped. Rule number 4 is 5. 1, 2, 5. An adult book. Rule number 4 brought us an adult book, so for this one I am going for A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I am buddy reading this with a bunch of girls on Instagram and I'm so excited. We've ended up getting a group of us together, and thanks to Megan for adding me into the group because I'm hyped. I'm very excited. This has just come through this morning actually as an entire trilogy. So this is the American version and I'm so hyped because it's dead floppy as well. So easily pleased. But yes, I am very excited about picking this one up and reading this series. Cannot wait. This is a series about, it's following a girl called Diana who is a young scholar and a descendant of the witches. She unearths an enchanted alchemical manuscript, and wanting nothing to do with sorcery, she banishes the books to the stacks. But a discovery has set a fantastical underworld stirring, and soon a horde of demons, witches and other creatures descend upon the library. Among them is an enigmatic Matthew Claremont, a vampire with a keen interest in the book, equal parts history and magic, romance and suspense. A discovery which is mesmerising and addictive tale of passion and obsession that reveals the closely guarded secrets of an enchanted world. I am here for this. I really enjoyed the first episode. Quite liked the actress and the actor that play Diana and Matthew. So yeah, I'm really excited about going into this one. Rule number 5 is 6. An Own Voices book. Number 5 brought us an Own Voices book, so I am going for Criers' War by Nina Varela. I believe I googled Own Voices books and this came up on one, so then I did a bit more googling and I believe this is queer, so I think it's Own Voices in the sense that the author is queer. Fairly certain that's the case, but do correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I'm really excited about picking this one up. I am buddy reading this with my friend Catherine, so I'm really excited about this one. And I believe, I don't know a great deal about this one. Oh wait, yeah I do. It's following 2 girls. One of them is human, one of them is maid. The human girl wants to kill the maid girl, something to do with her family's been slaughtered, I think, and I think she's blaming the maid girl for it. However, the maid girl falls in love with the human girl, and I don't know where we're going to go from there, but this cover is gorgeous and I'm so here for this. I don't know why I've been putting this one off, to be honest, but as it turns out, Ironheart, the second in the series, is coming out in September, so I can read them back to back, which is so exciting because I very rarely get the chance to do that, so yay for me. Yeah, excited to pick this one up. Rule number 6 is 7.
A book that's set in the present.
Prompt number 6 is to read a book set in the present, so I'm going to go for When Life Gives You Mangoes. This show a picture of it here. This is following a young girl, it's set in Jamaica, following a young girl who seems to have lost their memories from the previous year, the previous summer. She likes mangoes, and apparently it's a story of her meeting a new friend and them discovering her memories from the previous year. I'm not sure. Other than that, I don't know anything else about it. I'm fairly certain this is contemporary middle grade and it is set in the present, so I picked that book for this one. If it turns out it's not set in the present, I will pick somewhere else up, but I'm fairly certain it is set in the present, so fairly certain it works for this prompt. Very excited to read this one. Thanks again to NetGalley and the publishers.
Roll number 7 is 7. Highest rated on my TBR.
Number 7 brought us the highest on my Goodreads TBR. So, very excited about this one because I updated my Goodreads TBR before I played this game. And as it turns out, a book that got sent to me literally on Tuesday turns out to be the new highest on my TBR, which is I am hyped for, I am so excited for. So I'll show a screenshot of the highest on my TBR just for proof to show you. And the book that I'm going to be reading is The Return to Raw by Jenny McLachlan. I am so hyped about this book. I can't wait to pick this up. This is the second in the Land of Raw series, so I'll show a picture of the first one here. The Land of Raw follows 2 kids who are a little bit older now. They're probably like 10 or 11, I can't remember, but when they were younger they used to play what they thought was like a fantasy game where they would go to this land called Raw and they would, you know, fly a dragon and there would be like little animals and things like that. It was like a fantasy world. It was a game that they played. However, as it turns out, it was not an imaginary game, it was a real game, and they managed to find their way back to Raw and have to do some stuff in Raw, and now it turns out that we are going back to Raw and I'm so excited. Thank you so much to my beautiful friend Tracy for sending me this book. Look at these end papers, aren't they gorgeous? So yeah, very, very excited about this one to go back to the Land of Raw. I am hyped. I cannot believe that this is the top of my Goodreads TBR. I'm so excited.
Roll number 8 is 11. TBR game again.
For prompt number 8, we got TBR game again, so I'm going to go for Jade's TBR game this time. We're going to go for TBR Pursuit, and we're going to go for September's TBR because she's already done it, so thanks Jade. And on September's TBR, she managed to fit in the middle grade monthly pick for September, which is Pipkin and Stubs. So all around, this works out very, very well. Jade is actually one of the people that runs middle grade monthly alongside Gav, and they have picked Pipkin and Stubs for the month of September, and I've picked Jade's game, and obviously she managed to get Pipkin and Stubs on TBR Pursuit, so yay all round. This is, I believe, following a young girl who is a journalist. She wants to be a reporter and she's trying to find the next latest scoop, and as it turns out the next latest scoop is sitting across from her at work, so I don't know where this is going to go. Mystery type vibes, and I'm very excited about it. Can't wait to pick this one up. I think it's going to be a really good read, so yay all round.
Roll number 9 is 9. Another adult.
Prompt number 9 was an adult book, so I am going to go for If I Never Met You by Vahira McFarlane. This is the book club pick for Contemporary Book Club, which is my book club, in the month of September, and this is an adult book. It's an adult romance. I think it's going to be a little bit steamy, maybe. I'm hoping it is. This is following a woman whose other half breaks up with her. Essentially, I think he's been seeing someone else and he breaks up with her after about, it's a really long time, 18 years. He completely blindsides her, breaks up with her, and they work together. So he is dating someone else in the office and very quickly she becomes pregnant, and our girl Laurie is devastated, absolutely devastated. So she ends up making a pact with another guy in the office called Jamie, and they hatch a plan to fake date and try and piss her ex-boyfriend off. And Romance in shoes, I assume. I'm so excited about this one. I love fake dating. It's my favourite trope of all time. Vahira's writing is one of my favourite writing styles ever. It reminds me a lot of Lindsay Kelk, which makes sense because they're friends. And I absolutely love her previous book that I read, which was Don't You Forget About Me. Just thought it was fantastic. So I'm really, really excited about picking this one up. Yay for Contemporary Book Club picking this one. Yay.
Rule number 10 is 7. Book with fire on the cover.
Prompt number 10 is fire. So for this one you can pick a book that has fire on the cover, has the word fire on the cover, has the colours of fire on the cover, so red, orange, yellow-ish. So for this one I'm going to go for colours of fire on the cover, only because I really wanted to fit this book on my TBR and I didn't know where else to fit it in, and this one was perfect for this. So we're going for The Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie Anderson. I'll show a picture of it here, another NetGalley arc, so thanks again to NetGalley and the publishers. Sophie Anderson wrote The Girl Who Speaks Bear and The House with Chicken Legs, which I absolutely loved last year. They're adorable, another middle grade, and I'm really, really excited about this one. Again, don't know a single thing about this. I'm assuming it's to do with castle and magic. Other than that, I think it's to do with a girl. She managed to find a portal to another world and she ends up in a castle and there's magic. I'm not 100% on that. I could be completely wrong. I apologise if I am. But I'm really, really excited about this one. Also, the cover has what looks like fire on it. It's actually the castle in like a yellowy, orangey type colour. But it looks like fire, so that's why I'm picking it for this prompt. And I am here for it. Very, very excited indeed.
Rule number 11 is 9. A friend pick.
So for prompt number 11 we ended up with friend pick, and I decided to pick a selection off my autumn TBR. If you want to see that video I'll leave a link to it down below. I did do a video of an autumn TBR of books that I just want to read throughout the months of autumn, and I just pulled a selection of 8 books from there, and this is the selection. So we've got the Sundown Motel, Winterwood, Restore Me, Hair of Fire, The Hating Game, Tweet Cute, Science-ish, and From Blood and Ash. Hair of Fire and Restore... Well, Hair of Fire wasn't actually on there, it was Queen of Shadows, but I haven't finished Hair of Fire yet, so we've put that on here instead. And so the friend that I asked for this prompt was Siobhan, and she ended up picking The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James because she's really intrigued to find out what happens in this book. I think she just wants to know if I really enjoy it or not. This is like a mystery thriller type book, and it's told in 2 timelines. So we are in 1982 and 2017. So in 1982 we're following Viv Delaney, who wants to move to New York, and to help pay for it she takes a job as a night clerk at the Sundown Motel in Fell, New York. But something isn't right at the motel, something haunting and scary. And then in 2017 we're following Carly Kirk, and she's never been able to let go of the story of her Aunt Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown Motel. Before she was born, Carly decides to move to Fell and visit the motel, where she quickly learns that nothing has changed since 1982. She soon finds herself ensnared in the same mysteries that claimed her aunt. So I'm very, very excited about this one. The cover is gorgeous. So thanks Siobhan for picking that one.
Rule number 12 is 11. A dark cover.
For prompt number 12 we got dark cover, and for this one I'm going to go for Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is a relatively dark cover in areas. We're going to pretend it counts. This is a sci-fi and it's following Spencer. This is the second in the series. The first one was Skyward. It's following Spencer, who is a young girl who wants to be a pilot, fighter pilot, and fight the Corel, who are the bad guys in this series. And basically she is not given the same opportunities as all the other kids because her dad was deemed a traitor when he abandoned a fight one day and disappeared. And she is deemed... They've sort of tainted her with the same brush, essentially. So we're following Spencer trying to get through flight school, trying to get through pilot school. She does have the assistance of one of the teachers, which is really nice. And then she comes across a ship called Mbot, who is just the sassiest thing I've ever come across in my life. If you get the opportunity to read this series, listen to the audio, because Mbot is hilarious. He's Scottish and it's just the funniest thing. But yeah, I love this series. It was so good. Spencer, as it turns out, everything that she's been told is not as it seems. It's all lies, and she's trying to get to the bottom of it. So this series then this book then continues on with the series. I did get partway through this. My friggin' Mbot little magnetic bookmark is still in there. I did get partway through this, 185 pages through. I was back in January and I put the book down because I started getting slumpy, so I have decided to start again with this, but I'm very excited to finally finish, well, read this book, get through it. But yeah, really excited.
Rule number 13 is 5, which is a disability rep.
Prompt 13 brought us disability rep, so for this one we're going for Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I am buddy reading this with Siobhan. This was on my August TBR, but we never got through it, so I got to page 75. I am hoping to just obviously plough through this in the month of September. I'm really enjoying it so far, actually, and the disability rep comes in with Kaz Brecker, who is one of the main characters in here. So this is following criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker is offered a chance at a deadly heist, a break into the Ice Court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. So he ends up with a group of characters then, and 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist together. They might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. Kaz Brecker is disabled. I'm not sure how his disability has come about, but he walks with a cane. So yeah, I'm hoping we find out the reasons behind that joke throughout this book. But yeah, very excited to read this one. I've heard amazing things about this. I did enjoy the Grishaverse trilogy. It was fine, but I'm hoping that I've really enjoyed this duology a bit better, to be honest. So we'll see what happens.
Rule number 14 is 11. Chance card. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. The little tick means that that's a good book. I'm really excited about this one. This is the Christina Lauren book.
Next, I pulled a chance card, which was to read Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, which I'm really happy about. This is by Christina Lauren, and I cannot wait to pick this one up. I've been wanting to pick this one up for a while. The cover for this is gorgeous. This is following Josh and Hazel, who are essentially enemies, if you like. This is like an enemies to lovers type book, and they try and set each other up on dates, basically. I don't think they take the piss out of it much, but I think they are trying to set each other up on serious dates, but it just doesn't seem to be working out, and I think maybe they come to the realization that they should be dating each other. I'm not sure, but I'm here for it. Love Christina Lauren's writing, so I'm very excited to pick this one up.
Rule number 15 is 4. Another book with fire on the cover.
Prompt number 15 brought us fire again. So for this one, again, I'm going for another cover that kind of has like fire-ish type colours on it. This is all yellow, to be honest, yellow and black. So it's probably not really, it probably doesn't really count, but we're going for it anyway. And we're going to go for Wizards of Once, Never and Forever, which is book 4 in the Wizards of Once series. Show a picture of it here, and I am really excited about picking this one up. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because the others I've followed along with the book while listening to the audiobook, because David Tennant does the audio and he's fantastic. So I'm a little bit nervous about this one. I was kind of just going to wait until the audio came out. The only problem with that is the audio doesn't come out till next year. So we're going to read this one. I'm really excited about continuing. I think this is the end of the series, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but this is following Zar and Wish. Zar is a wizard, Wish is a warrior, and their races essentially have been brought up to hate each other, something to do with the parents. And they essentially, Zar hasn't come into his magic and he wants to try and get Witch's magic. Unfortunately, Witch's magic is black magic, so he needs to be really, really careful. And then to end up going on a adventure to find the magic, and then they want to try and destroy the magic because of something that happens. It's very, very good. There are the cutest animals in this, and there's like giants, and it's just the cutest thing, and I'm obsessed with it. I think my favourite character of the whole series is Squeeze Juice. He is adorable. I'm obsessed with him. So yeah, very, very excited to read this one. I can't wait. Super, super hyped. Glad that I could fit this onto my TBR, to be honest. Thanks again to NetGalley and the publishers for sending me a copy of this one.
Rule number 16 is 9. Another friend pick.
Prompt number 16 was another friend pick, so for this one I went to my friend Laura from Booking Mama Bear and I sent her the rest of the stack, and she picked From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The girl has no chill. Her and Annie actually have been badgering me to pick this one up for ages, and I actually picked it up because of them. So this is what we're reading for this one. I have read the back of this several times and I've still not figured out what this is about. It's fantasy, it's romance. Other than that, I'm not sure. For some reason, I thought this was vampires. And when I've Googled vampire books, this actually comes up. So I'm not sure how this relates to vampires, but I don't really know. I'm struggling to figure out what this is about fully. I have got no idea what's going on with this, but we're going to give it a go. It's a chunker. This is how many pages long? 613 pages long, so, you know. Cheers, Laura.
Roll number 17 is 7, which is another community shelf pick. This time we have novella. Number 17 brought us community shelf, which then brought us the prompt of a novella. Thank the Lord. So I've just scratched my face. So we're going to go for A Memory in the Flame by KJ Sutton and Jessie Elliott, which is the third in the Charlie Travesty series. This series is a collection of 4 short novellas to make one entire story, but they are sort of sold as 4 short novellas. And this one is following a vampire princess called Charlie Travesty, who I can't tell you much more than that, to be honest, because it would just spoil it. So I'm excited to continue on with the series. Very, very hyped. I think this is apt because it is a series that I've ended up picking up because of Becca, also because of Annie as well, who I've just mentioned as well. So very excited to continue on with this series. Roll number 18 is 8. That's another TBR game pick. Prompt number 18 is TBR game again. Starting to run out of TBR games here. So I decided to go for Becca's because it wouldn't be right, would it, to play TBR game, to have TBR game and not have Becca on here. So we're going to play Bookopoly for that one, and we're going to go for July's Bookopoly pick because she's not done the August one yet. At the point of me filming this anyway, hers could probably go up before mine. So we're going to go for July's, and for that one we're going to go for A Sacrifice in Smoke, which is the 4th and final book in the Charlie Travesty series. So thanks, Becca, for that one. I get to finish the series off and stick 2 novellas on my TBR, so cheers. Love you. Yeah, so the 4th and final book in the Charlie Travesty series, so that's the one we're going to pick. Roll number 19 is 5, which is a poll pick. Prompt number 19 brought us poll pick, and I posted a poll on Twitter. It was the book that won was The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden, which again suits for this game because this is one of Becca's most recent favourite series. So she had an absolute blast with this series. I know she's recently finished it and she really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to picking this one up. This is following a young girl called Vasya. It's got Russian folklore in it, and basically she's spent her life growing up being told by an older woman with her siblings that about Russian folklore and, you know, tales of magical beings and things like that, and they're supposed to be just that, tales, like not real and fake stories, essentially just stories to tell kids to frighten them. And basically Vasya doesn't believe that they're just tales. She can see dead people and therefore knows that something bad is coming. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. I did do this for Try Chapter Tag and I got to the second chapter, and I really enjoyed it. So looking forward to picking this one up. What should be the final roll, roll 20, is obviously a double because why would it not be? 8. A standalone. Prompt number 20, which should be the final prompt and isn't because of the doubles that we got so far. We're up to 22 rolls. We got a double, obviously. So 23 rolls we're up to now, and I'm okay with that. That's not too bad. So for this one we got Standalone, and I'm going to be reading The Wicker King. I will show a picture of it here. It's not come yet, it's on its way from eBay, so I'm looking forward to this one. This is following two boys. One of them has been struggling with hallucinations. He's got some he's living with mental health and he's struggling with hallucinations, and the other one is his best friend and also has feelings for him. Their parents are a waste of time essentially, and he wants to help his best friend try and get through this. However, it gets to a point where the boys don't know if it's just the lad's hallucinations or if they're actually living in a fantasy world. So I am looking forward to this one. I think the mental health rep in here is going to be really, really good. I believe there is queer rep obviously as well, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and the cover's gorgeous, so I'm just really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be really, really good. Fingers crossed. So we've got 3 extra rolls at this point. Roll 21 is 5. Read a sad book. Prompt 21 is to read a sad book. So instead of actually picking a sad book, I've sort of interpreted for this to be my own kind of thing, and I've decided to go for Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This is the 3rd and final book in the Infernal Devices series, and I think that's why it's going to be sad for me. I've become really invested in this series, more so in Clockwork Prince than I did in Clockwork Angel, but I've become really, really invested. This is obviously part of the Shadowhunter universe, and this is set back in the day. I can't remember, around, it's like the 1800s, and it's set 1847 in here, so I don't know what it was in Clockwork Angel, but I think it's around the same year. I don't think we've been in this world for too long, and it's set in London, so we're at the London Institute for the Shadowhunters, and we're following Tessa, Jem and Will. They are the 3 main characters in this story, and yeah, there's a lot going on, and I'm just here for this series. I'm here for all of the Shadowhunter books, and I think this is going to be sad because I think it's going to rip my heart out. No matter what happens, it's going to rip my heart out, and I don't know if I'm ready. So it's going to be sad in that sense. Roll 22 is 7. Another friend pick. Good lord, my friends are gonna get sick of me. For roll number 22 we got another friend pick. I was running out of friends at this point. So I sent the rest of my stack to my lovely friend Annie. She has not replied yet at the time of filming this, but I am going to guesstimate, I'll keep you posted on what she decides to pick, but I'm going to guesstimate that she's going to go for Hair of Fire by Sarah J Maas, because she is Sarah J Maas trash. Like, she is the... If you looked up the dictionary, it's Sarah J Maas trash, there'd be a picture of Annie there, like, just winking at you. So that's what I'm gonna pick. If she chooses differently, I will let you know, but I'm fairly certain it's Hair of Fire that she's gonna pick out of that entire stack, so that's what we're gonna chuck on here. And final roll, hopefully roll 23, is 6. Lowest rated on my TBR. And then the final roll, 23, is the lowest rated on your TBR. I was really fucking nervous about this. Really nervous. However, it's not too bad, because Ask Me Anything by PZ Raisin, I think that's how you pronounce that anyway, came up. This is the lowest rated on my Goodreads TBR. Thank you to Frankie from Little Brown for sending me a copy of this. I haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, so this is the perfect opportunity to do so. This is following a girl called Daisy, who essentially, her life is going a little bit to shit. She's not dating anyone, she's struggling with a job, things like that, and her fridge is a smart fridge, and it can send text to her to let her know, like, if there's mouldy food going off in the fridge and things like that, so, or if she's running out or anything. And her fridge tries to come together with other appliances in her kitchen and sort her life out. I don't know, this concept to me sounds absolutely batshit crazy, but I'm really excited to figure out how this is going to work, so I'm kind of looking forward to this one. I'm not sure why it's the lowest rated on my Goodreads TBR, but I will show a picture of the screenshot of that here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be cool, so thanks again to Frankie for sending me this. I am finally going to get around to it. And I've no doubt I'll do a review for this one at some point, so keep your eyes open on my Instagram, which will be linked down below, to check that review out. So that is all of the books. I think I'm about to have a book collapse. That's all of the books for BookoplAthon. So now let's go through the prompts for the Whimsy readathon, because I need to let you know where all my books are going to go. Because I've actually managed to fit all of the books apart from the bonus read on my BookoplAthon TBR, which is great. So the first prompt is Down the Rabbit Hole, read a book set in another world. So for this one I'm going for Wizards of Once, Never and Forever, which obviously is on my TBR. Then for prompt 2, A Flower Garden, read an aesthetically pleasing book. I decided to go for The Castle of Tangled Magic for this one because it's absolutely beautiful. I love the coloured cover for this one. For prompt 3, Eat Me, Drink Me, Make Yourself Cozy Reading Snacks. I'll do that during the month. Prompt 4 is The White Rabbit's House, pick up a book for a cozy night in. So I'm gonna go for Return to Raw by Jenny McLachlan. This is going to be so cozy. I'm so excited for this. Well, it's going to be an adventure, but it's going to be cozy as well. I just love this story so much. I'm excited to be back in this world. Prompt number 5, the Queen of Hearts Palace, pick a book you think you'll love. So I'm going for Frostheart 2 for this one because I know for sure I'm going to definitely love this book. Prompt number 6 is Cheshire Cat, pick a strange and mysterious book. Obviously, Pipkin and Stubs is the book to pick for this one. What else would I pick? Prompt number 7 is the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, which is to join them for a live costume party. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. I'm going to have to see if I can find some in my wardrobe. And then their bonus read, which is the group pick, is The Train to Impossible Places. So I'm going to see if I can kind of get this on audio maybe and see if I can pick it up that way because I don't physically own it. So yeah, those are the books that I'm going to read for the Whimsy Readathon. And so very excited to have done this. I've loved this so much. I'm really hoping that this TBR isn't too long, but I've got a really funny feeling that it's going to be. So if you're still here, thank you so much. Drop me a dice in the comments if you've got to the end of this video, please, because I would really appreciate to see who actually makes it to the end of my videos. Yeah, drop me a dice if you don't leave any other comment. If you do leave a comment, leave a dice at the end of your comment, just so I know. Because I'm nosy like that. And let me know if you think you have any recommendations for me based on these books that I'm planning on picking up. Obviously I haven't read them yet, so I don't know if I'm going to like them, but let me know if you've got any recommendations for me based on these books. And I hope to see you in the month of September. Let me know if you're joining in. Let me know if you've done a TBR so I can go check it out because I'm really excited. I cannot wait. And thanks to Becca for hosting this readathon as well. I think we're just going to have a really great time. And also thanks to Gav, Jade and Lexi and Kaylin as well for hosting the Whimsy readathon. I'm so excited about all the books. So yeah, I need to go and edit this now and get it uploaded for today. Yay for me. I will see you next time. Bye for now.